The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Global Market Pulse with your host, John Logan. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, John Logan.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. Showing the S&Ps right now on the charts. Hope you guys are seeing them. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday morning. Again, just kind of, making higher lows, lower highs, just kind of gravitating around that 2150 area. Just noisy as heck around that area. I'm exactly, to put it bluntly, just miffed about how this thing is really compress along those lines right around that inflection point. So I've gotten stopped out a little bit trading the S&Ps here. Here's the long-term view again. Taking a look at the weekly, that 2033 is a big number. Again, 2150, and then higher around 2184, those weekly unfair highs. Little non-directional here, to say the least. Gold, that's what stops are for, 1296. Talked about that. There was really not a lot of reasons to play around with this. Gold having that 240 way above. Here's the 60 minutes on gold. This is the ultra short-term inflection points. 1269, 1270, and then 1276 up top. We may be cutting the show short a little bit today. I've got some things to attend to, so 8:30 might be the mark here for today's broadcast. Let's take a look at the 10-year, just to get everything in that we can. Having that weekly profile appear above the 10-year is not good on the long term, but again, I'm not super excited about ever going short this particular instrument. The inflection points on the short term right now are 130.0607, 130.1819, and then a little bit higher, 130.2829 on the daily. Taking a look at crude oil, man, this thing is incredible, huh? Getting up into that 50 area, stalling a little bit. You want to see these products get away from these inflection points when they approach them. That's the concerning thing. Here's the daily. There's that 50 area, hitting it yesterday and then kind of coming up into it again. May do a little bit of a shoot up here just to kind of get some stops. Hit former highs on the crude oil in general that were around 50. So as we look at this, what do you do with it now? The action yesterday, hitting it and going down into the, let's see, where do we hit? 49.33, going back up into it. Not exactly a super attractive short based on that action, going right back up into it. But my inclination is to possibly just do a little bit of waiting here. Here's the 240 unfair highs, 49.97. So you've got three different time frames. I want to show you this in the scanner going into the futures section. And looking at crude, you'll see, it's not, let's go into the landscape view here. There's that weekly, there's the daily, and there's the 240. So a lot of resistance around that 50 area, but not wanting to get away from it. It hit it, came right back into it. That's concerning. So a little bit scarier there on the short side around that inflection point, playing defense above. Let's take a look at silver. Man, this thing just really gave it up. And again, that's what stops are for. 1858 and then 1860, and then that's it. That's where you got to call it quits on the long side. The uncle point's been hit. These are the short-term numbers on silver, 1786, 87, and then 1822, 23 up top. So that's, what do you do with silver now? In my opinion, it's just a wait and see. It's really a no trade. You're kind of in the abyss down here on the daily, and nothing to really play defense on except really short-term, ultra short-term numbers on silver. The XLF really just completely, is that a real print there? That can't be. Is that today? That can't be a real print. All right, so, numbers kind of coming off those unfair lows on the XLF, 1905, 1990 is another big number up top. Let's see what our buddy Wells Fargo is doing here. Yeah, the hurricane is kind of a new outlook, kind of turning right below Wilmington to the right, so maybe this particular state won't get killed, but Florida's just going to get raised, it looks like, on the east side. Wells Fargo giving you a gift here, getting back into that area. Unfair lows around 44.91. I think you got a chance to just sell this. That's resistance. Got a gift to get back up into that area, and that's the way I'm looking at it. Let's take a look at JP Morgan. Again, proving it is just a wickedly strong stock, and I wouldn't be shorting this against the unfair high 67.77. So buying support and buying breakouts there on JP Morgan. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Similar situation on the weekly, kind of did a key reversal back up into the profile, kind of reminiscent of kind of that bean situation that happened. 160.49 was support here. Now, what do you do with Goldman Sachs? Let's just take a look at the weekly again. Kind of, coming up into that POC on the weekly, 167.31. That's going to be some resistance. 167.43. That would be a place to start taking some weight off on Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at beans. Let's see here. Come on, populate. I still feel like we're going to do a flush on this. Not exactly interested in keeping a kind of a long contra trade going on with this particular product. Here's the weekly unfair lows, 964, 965. I love how this thing's kind of reversed back below there. And if you kind of step back and look at it, just spinning around here, probably going to do a flush on the downside at some point. Might not be a bad trade to do an option play on. Let's take a look at December dollar. Stop for a little while around 96.25, 26, but again, talked about waiting to get a weekly close above there. Then that'll be new support, 96.26 on the dollar. Sorry, I had a brain freeze there. Let's take a look at Apple. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about Apple when we come back from break, guys. We'll be right back.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. John takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Let's just hit Apple really quick. Guess you guys know that the suitors for Twitter, well, that's the wrong stock. The suitors for Twitter are just kind of all backing out at the same time. That's called colluding to bring Twitter to its knees. We'll take anything. Here we go. Apple, one of the suitors, looks like it's trading 113.55 right now, pre-market. As you look at this, 110.23 still support on it. Maybe a little bit of a relief pop there. Let's take a look at Twitter. Disney we're going to look at too. So here's Twitter. It looks like it's printing about 20.75 this morning. So all the air is getting taken out of this thing, getting down below, obviously fundamentally driven here. Below 2106, that looks like it might be a resistance area now. 2106 to sell this thing down into easily 1890. Bare minimum. So all the fanfare that happened, this was a stock that had kind of, technically broken some of the downtrend action that had been going on forever recently, but could revisit that breakout point on the recent profile, 1890 here. 2171 looks like pre-market here. So selling rallies up into 2106. That area stops above probably. That's the big inflection point. And then you got 1890 down below. A dangerous trade for sure. So watch out for that one. Here's Disney. Looks like 92.39 real print there. Here's Disney. We've talked about this thing looking just sick, something wrong with it. You got this new inflection point around 92. It's not really wanting to get away from. Disney breakdowns below there. And you've also got something that happened yesterday, in fact, coming off that resistance area downtrend, 93.25. So it looks like we may surpass 92 there. Let's take a look at McDonald's. All day breakfast. But who really cares? This has been one we've had on our short radar screen, getting below 115.42. Talking about Not a lot of reasons to buy this thing. It's been showing up on the scanner a lot as a weak stock relative to profiles. So that's the situation on those 4 stocks tied up in that mess. Intel, this is one we haven't talked about lately. It's been a strong stock, buying support, buying breakouts, the whole 9 yards, as this thing's outperformed the market and the NASDAQ. 3805's resistance now, but the bad news is for shorts, if anybody's been crazy enough to short this thing, you got a weekly profile this week appearing below price action. Somebody pointed out that to me, and just wanted you guys to be aware of it. Home Depot, still, again, opposite situation than Intel. Weekly profile appearing above price action. That's bearish in nature for the ultra long term. And then you've got an opportunity, as we had 129.55. I think foregone conclusion on this one easily is 126.46, and actually much lower on Home Depot. Okay. IBM. Still kind of like this from the long side with stops below 156 on this one. Had an email about that one. Procter & Gamble, we're going to hit that one too, because this has been the can't really do a lot wrong here. Kind of the anti-stock, and then also showing a ton of relative strength at the same time. So nice little reversal this week, getting back into those daily and weekly unfair highs, and I just think that this thing's got more left in it on the upside. Let's take a look at American Express. Really cool last week, bouncing off there, still kind of hanging tight here, but I think we've got some more upside on American Express. Let's take a look at Bank of America. The week that the criminals rise. Here we go. So 1538 was obviously support on there. Had that key reversal above, then kind of a retest this week, and getting into 1624. That's resistance on this stock. So be willing to take some off if you caught that key reversal. Buy support, unfair lows on the weekly. We're going to hit Tesla really quick. And here's the daily on Tesla. Here's the 240s. Really good breakdown yesterday. Still pretty bearish on this stock long term. Big inflection point down below 202.58 on Tesla. But again, long term bearish on that stock. Johnson & Johnson. All right, so kind of, getting into these lower profiles for the first time in forever on this stock. Resistance on it is going to be 120.75. Big, massive resistance on Johnson & Johnson to short this thing again. Well, I can get the right symbol up there. Coca-Cola, on a relatively weak path relative to the market, and amazingly now breaking below this week 42.10. So believe it or not, that's going to be a resistance, and I don't think you can think about getting long here until you get a reversal on a weekly and a close above 42.10 right now. 41.97, 42.10. You kind of got to get back above those general areas. Let's take a look at copper. Man. Okay, so support we talked about, we're right pretty much there, 214.05 on copper. And there's that 214.57. So coming down into 2 inflection points on copper now. It's kind of a wait and see after we broke below 217.95, but we're right there again on copper right now. Possibly a little bit lower here. We're trading 215.05 right now pre-market. 214.05, 214.57 is the kind of the big DMZ there. Let's take a look at the XLE. Big key reversal last week. Here's the weekly on the XLE. Big support 69.03. Don't know if oil's going to, get past this 50 area, but could stop some people out and then reverse. That would, I think the XLE is obviously looking at that action right now. Guys, we're going to cut the show early today. I apologize. Stay tuned for Larry at 9. I'll be back again tomorrow.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.